Hey Lions fans, we're here to answer some of your questions around the Vero coaching structure. So we've got Justin Leppitsch here. Leppa, thanks for joining us.
No worries, Pricey, good to be here.
Mate, can we start, with the strategy coaches? Can you introduce them and that structure?
Yeah, so we've changed things up a little bit. We had a couple of vacancies from last year with Rob Kerr and Jared Harkness moving on, and we decided not to fill those straight away, which gave us a good opportunity to look at our structure and reframe some things. And a big key component of that was getting our strategy in place and having an offence, defence and a stoppage coach, the three phases of our game. And shuffled a bit around. Gary O'Donnell's going to be running our offence. Mario Davis is going to be our defensive coordinator, and Danny Daly, who we're able to acquire from Richmond, who's a really big get for us. He's a terrific coach. I know he's not a big name in the competition or an ex-player, but he's a fantastic football brain, and he'll take over our stoppages and strategy. So I'm very comfortable. We've got a real good handle over the game planning component.
Now you mentioned Gary O'Donnell moving across into strategy. What's the structure look like on the development side now?
So Matty Francis is heading that up. One thing where we changed over, last year I was very keen for the head of development to be the coach of the reserves, and this year we've gone a different tact and have our our head of development with a real teaching background. And Matty Francis is a teacher by trade, and he's ready made for it. He's got a really good understanding of how to deliver results, how to put programs in place. So we're really confident that our skill development area will be really strong.
And working with Matty, you've got a few different skill coaches. Can you run us through those?
Yeah, so the way we've broken that component up is that every line coach will be a skill coach, whether your weekend job is to coach the back line in the NEFL or the back line in the AFL. So Simon Black will be running our midfield game day in the AFL, but he'll also be doing our contested ball skills throughout the week and making sure they're at a reasonable level. Shane Woden's going to coach our reserves, which is terrific for us because we've got a guy that knows our strategies and structures from last season and be able to implement them really well into our reserves team. But he also runs our offensive skill with Lee Harding. So that's the way we've structured it up. And now Mitch Hahn and also Ben Hudson, who are able to acquire from Collingwood, will run our defensive skills. So making sure we're tackling well, smothering, all those elements of the game are getting done properly. And Brownie is a part-timer doing our aerial work with our forwards. Obviously we all know we've got young keys in Jono Freeman and also Michael Close, so that part needs to be, have extra attention, and obviously that's his expertise.
So with the overall structure, we've got the strategy side, the skills side. Is that sort of how you see the game development and the coaching structure developing now? It's more away from lines and more about specific skills and overall strategy?
Yeah. Well, the way we feel the game is that you've got your individual stuff to work on, your skill-based stuff you need to work on, but also the team-based stuff that you need to do on game day. So basically separating the two, so the players know at any point in time this is an individual skill-based thing we're doing, or it's a team-based drill or team-based exercise we're doing. So it's just making sure the players know what they're doing where and differentiating roles and who's in charge of each area.
Great, thanks mate.
All right, thanks Pricey.